This evening, first, trade tensions rise. Less than a week after President Ali promised preferential treatment to the U.S., President Donald Trump hits back with a 38% tariff on Guyanese exports, what it means for businesses, and your bottom line. Plus, electoral showdown. The acting Chief Justice rules against the PNCR in a major voter verification case. Is this a win for democracy or a threat to electoral integrity? The opposition is already gearing up for an appeal. Also, weekend traffic alert. A key stretch of the East Bank Demerara Road will close to facilitate the transport of a massive bridge structure. We'll tell you where, when, and how to avoid the delays. Meanwhile, workplace safety under the spotlight. With 32 job-related deaths last year, the Ministry of Labor launches new efforts to protect workers. See what's changing and how it affects thousands on the job. And unrest in Haiti. Protesters demand action as violent gangs tighten their grip on the capital. We have the latest from Port-au-Prince. Stay tuned. These stories and more tonight on Headline News Update. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for April 3rd, 2025. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, less than a week after President Irfan Ali pledged different and preferential treatment to the United States, U.S. President Donald Trump announced a 38% tariff on Guyanese exports, excluding oil. The move is reportedly in retaliation for Ghana's tariff on the U.S. imports. The Private Sector Commission has expressed concern over the impact of the protectionist measure, noting that the U.S. remains Ghana's largest trading partner. PSC Chairman Komal Singh emphasized the need for a diplomatic resolution, stating that a review is necessary to maintain strong trade relations as Ghana's economy grows. Ghana's key export to the U.S. includes crude oil, rum, gold, sugar, and seafood. The PSC warned that failure to resolve the dispute could hurt the economy. In a press statement on Wednesday, the government of Guyana confirmed that it is engaging with U.S. counterparts to better understand and address the tariff hike. The tariff announcement comes amid heightening geopolitical ties between the two nations, with the U.S. reaffirming its support for Ghana against Venezuela's territorial claims over the Essequibo region. The U.S. has warned that any Venezuelan aggression against Guyana or ExxonMobil's operation would result in severe consequences. On a different note, Acting Chief Justice Roxanne George has dismissed the voter house-to-house verification case filed by the People's National Congress Reform Chief Scrutineer Carl Smith Joseph, ruling that the Guyana Elections Commission (GECOM) is not required to verify registrants' addresses. In her decision, Chief Justice George stated that addresses provided by eligible applicants at registration must be accepted once they meet the requirements under Article 159. She cautioned that enforcing address verification could lead to voter disenfranchisement and suggested that any legal concerns should be addressed by Parliament. Attorney General Anil Nandlal welcomed the ruling, emphasizing that there is no legal requirement for a Guyanese voter to register at a specific address to be registered or vote. He also criticized the case as an attempt to undermine electoral rights. Meanwhile, the PNCR has rejected the ruling, calling it a threat to democracy. Smith Joseph has already instructed her legal team to appeal, urging that failure to verify residency compromises electoral integrity. The opposition noted that it will continue to push for what they call a clean voters list and stronger safeguards, including fingerprint biometrics. In other news, a section of the East Bank Demerara Road will be temporarily closed from Saturday, April 5th at 3 a.m. to Monday, April 7th at 4 a.m. to facilitate the transport of a links span bridge for the new Demerara River Bridge at Peters Hall. The affected stretch runs from Red Road in Providence to the Republic Park entrance. Traffic Chief Senior Superintendent Mahendra Singh emphasized the project's national importance and assured that police ranks would be deployed to assist with signage, traffic updates, and an accident-free environment.
It's a very important project to our entire country. It's a flagship national developmental project So critical to having the spans across the main roadway by Peters Hall, which we are all aware of. Traffic would be closed from as early as Red Road, which is to the south of the operational area, and from as early as Republic Park entrance, which is immediate north of the operational area. That is to ensure, one, the full safety of the road using public, be it even on foot. So what that demands of us now, and when I say us, all of us who are road users before I come to the police management system, is that the diversions which are there to help you to get to the Heroes Highway will start from the southern side as early as Diamond Access Road. So from as early as Diamond Access Road, come further down to Little Diamond, where we have that lawfully placed sign that says no right turn. Police will be there to ensure that you can turn right and proceed smoothly, safely. Then you come to Moko Road. Then you come as far as Greenfield Road. And then you have Red Road. So all of these roads lead to the Heroes Highway. What we intend to do is, based on the assessment conducted more than 2 weeks ago, and when we did our traffic advisory, which is already out, is to guide the road user that rather than come all the way to Red Road, where you know some form of congestion may exist, prevent that and exit to the Heroes Highway when you're going further north. What you can do is to access the communities in that area, utilize the same East Bank Public Road, come as close as possible and go into those communities. Nothing prevents you from doing that.
During the closure, all traffic will be diverted to Heroes Highway, with rerouting starting from the Diamond Access Road and extending to Little Diamond.
Persons who are proceeding north, you have every option of using from as early as Craig or Diamond Access Road, coming all the way to Red Road to exit further east to the Heroes Highway and proceed to whichever destination or direction you wish to go. For those who are going south and you wish to access the Demerara Harbour Bridge, that is the existing one, you may proceed along the East Bank Public Road and get directly to the intersection that links you with the Demerara Harbour Bridge. For those who are going into Dandy Park, Continental Park, Republic Park, or Peters Hall, that same road will facilitate same. And what we must be thankful for is that the dump site road, or Bagastong Road as we commonly call it, is completed with lighting infrastructure, road marking, signs and everything. So that facilitates an important connect now from the East Bank Public Road all the way to the Heroes Highway, into Republic Gardens, Windsor Estate, and every one of the other areas. But it demands something with all of these avenues available to you, are alternatives. You must drive in keeping with the speed limits. You must be cognizant that there are other persons who share the same space on the road with you. Observe the directions and or comply with the directions given by police. And give priority naturally to the elderly or pedestrians or pedal cyclists.
Additional access points include Moko Road, Greenfield, and Red Road. Motorists are urged to follow police instructions, adhere to speed limits, and prioritize pedestrian safety. Continuous traffic updates will be provided via social media and news platforms. Stick around when we return. Labor Ministry ramps up workplace safety efforts amid rising fatalities, and government's Homestead program nears milestone with first 25 homes.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Our smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Good girl, forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Welcome back. Unacceptable, inexcusable, and inhumane. These words were used by the Minister of Human Services and Social Security, Dr. Vinay Prasad, to describe the use of children in domestic conflicts. Her remarks came after two shocking incidents in which children were recorded being abused by their parents as a means of getting back at their partners. The videos sparked public outrage, and the perpetrators were arrested while the children were placed in safer environments. Minister Prasad expressed concerns over the further harm caused by sharing such videos on social media, urging the public to report such incidents to the authorities rather than expose children to public censor. She also clarified that while the ministry intervenes by conducting forensic interviews, it is not a law enforcement agency. Information from these interviews has to be sent to the police for further action. To further enhance support, a new forensic interview unit will be established at the Virgin Eugene Center, East Bank Demerara. In addition, Minister Prasad announced the revision of the 2013 Child Advocacy Protocol and the launch of a partner assault program to address unhealthy relationships. She also highlighted empowerment initiatives for women affected by violence, emphasizing the importance of leaving toxic relationships without fear of judgment. If you or anyone you know is a victim of any form of abuse, including child abuse, call the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security 914 hotline immediately. Moving on. With 32 workplace deaths recorded last year, the Ministry of Labor is boosting efforts to improve safety. Ruth Pendleton has more on the launch of Occupational Safety and Health Month.
With some 32 workplace deaths recorded last year, the ministry has ramped up awareness about occupational safety and health. Minister of Labor, Mr. Joseph Hamilton, expressed confidence in the ministry's ability to address workplace accidents and improve safety measures.
In any progressive society, and Guyana is no exception to this, the safety and health of workers are of paramount importance. It is recognized as a responsibility that requires a collective approach, whereby there is collaboration with the tripartite partners and key stakeholders to make the workplace safer and healthier. It is expected that the impact of this approach will lead to a decline in workplace accidents and an improvement in workplace safety and health practices. Specifically, the intent here is to develop a proactive rather than a reactive safety and health culture in the workplace.
The minister was at the time speaking at the launch of the Occupational Safety and Health Month at the ministry's Brickdown compound. He highlighted ongoing efforts to enhance workplace safety.
Training and awareness programs were also done to sensitize workers on various occupational safety and health topics, inclusive of workplace hazards and how they can be prevented. To this end, over 1,000 members from 70 joint workplace safety and health committees were beneficiaries of training programs which enable them to function effectively as members in their respective committees and workplaces.
According to him, in excess of 1,000 members from 70 workplace safety and health committees have undergone training, equipping them with the necessary skills to improve safety at their respective work sites. Additionally, the ministry has strengthened its own workforce by expanding the OSH department with 20 new positions. These officers have received specialized training in industry-specific safety, marine safety, mining, construction, agriculture and inspection techniques for floating production, storage, and offloading vessels. In fact, many are now certified as ISO 45001 inspectors, allowing them to provide technical support and guidance on workplace safety, the minister said. Beyond the offshore sector, over 4,800 workplaces were inspected, impacting more than 30,000 employees. Reporting for the Headline News, I am Ruth Pendleton.
Construction of the first 25 low-income homes under the government's Homestead program is set for completion by July 22nd at Yarra Cabra along the Sioux-Cyclone Highway. The initiative, aimed at assisting single mothers, is part of a broader plan to build 500 homes across 100 acres. Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell, accompanied by Minister within the Office of the Prime Minister Kwame McCoy, conducted a site inspection on Wednesday. Despite minor setbacks, Minister Crowell expressed satisfaction with the project's progress, noting ongoing infrastructure work, including a new well for potable water and 800 meters of concrete roads being developed by 9 contractors. The 20 by 30 feet houses, constructed by Duro Villa Homes, will feature 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, a patio, and a kitchenette. Each unit will also include a shade house for crop cultivation and fruit trees to support income generation and loan repayment. Additionally, the homesteads will incorporate solar energy to lower electricity costs. Minister McCoy reiterated the government's commitment to home ownership as a tool for empowerment and a vision of national development. The project is a collaborative effort including multiple ministries and agencies, and its success could lead to replication across the country. Don't go away after the break. St. Vincent man fined for assault and disrupting church service, and Haitians protest against rising gang violence and lack of government action.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Carpet smalls make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. In the Caribbean, a 48-year-old man in St. Vincent has been fined $1,700 EC after pleading guilty to assaulting a woman and disrupting a church service while intoxicated. Inton Gordon admitted to hitting church member Veronica Moore during a service at St. Philip's Spiritual Baptist Church, shouting, "You are a devil." Magistrate Kiwana Jacobs ordered Gordon to pay the fine and compensation by May 12th or face up to 6 months in prison. Meanwhile, people in Haiti have been protesting against the government. They say it's not doing enough to fight gangs who've taken control of most of the capital. Al Jazeera's Fit Gunmungan reports.
It began as a peaceful protest outside government offices. People in the Haitian capital Port-au-Prince demanding the authorities take greater action against gang violence.
We came here to give them our demands. We demand freedom. We demand security. We need to be able to work and save our country.
But the scene soon became more chaotic. Some protesters were armed and shots were fired. Police dispersed the crowds with tear gas. But many who joined the march say they weren't intimidated and have little to lose.
Today everything is so clear. They know I am not afraid, and nothing will frighten me. Today Haitian people will fight to be free. We are free, so those men today cannot frighten me.
Criminal gangs control most of the capital and have displaced more than 1 million people. The chaos has led to widespread shortages. The economy is collapsing and many are going hungry. A transitional government appointed a year ago has been unable to regain control. Critics blame corruption and collusion with the gangs, accusations the government denies. The UN says gang violence in Haiti killed more than 5,600 people in 2024. And until the rule of law is restored, the people of Haiti will continue to suffer. Fintan Monaghan, Al Jazeera.
In North America, U.S. President Donald Trump has announced a minimum 10% tariff on all imports into the United States. This sweeping move marks a sharp escalation of the ongoing global trade war. In addition to the base tariff, Trump has imposed even higher taxes on goods from approximately 60 countries, further straining international trade relations. Al Jazeera's Mike Hanna reports.
Liberation Day.
This was framed by the White House as a celebration. Guests invited to the Rose Garden for what the U.S. president has termed Liberation Day. Using emergency powers, he's imposing a baseline tariff of 10% on imports from all countries.
Our country and its taxpayers have been ripped off for more than 50 years, but it is not going to happen anymore.
This is described as an emergency, not a negotiation. So individual countries will not be able to make a deal before the tariffs come into effect. The president is also introducing what he calls reciprocal tariffs against dozens of other countries. The figure for each based on roughly 50% of the tariffs the president says they already place on U.S. goods. There will be a 34% tariff on goods from China, 30% on those from South Africa, and 20% on goods from the European Union.
European Union, they're very tough, very, very tough traders. You think of European Union, very friendly. They rip us off. It's so sad to see. It's so pathetic. 39%, we're going to charge them 20%, so we're charging them essentially half.
In addition to all this, the president also announced a tariff of 25% on all imported automobiles. These unprecedented steps could have global consequences from which the US may not be excluded. At the beginning of the year, the probability of a recession within the United States was put at some 20%. This increased over the past week of tariff talks to close to 34%. Following the announcements made in the Rose Garden, the probability of a recession within the United States is likely to increase even further. President Trump says everybody will remember this event as the day he made America wealthy again. But with the consequences of his actions still unclear, it could be remembered for more somber reasons. Mike Hanna, Al Jazeera, at the White House.
Finally, in South Sudan's capital, ordinary citizens gather over tea, voicing fears that renewed tensions between President Salva Kiir and First Vice President Riek Machar could reignite civil war. Al Jazeera's Haruma Tassa reports.
Sitting around the table and drinking tea is what people do in Juba. These friends are discussing South Sudan's political crisis. They worry tensions between President Salva Kiir and First Vice President Riek Machar could lead to another major conflict.
One hand cannot clap itself unless there are two. When there are two, they clap itself. Everybody in the country, everybody in the village needs peace, not war.
Machar is under house arrest. He is accused of planning a rebellion against the government. Things look normal in the capital city, but the political uncertainty is affecting business. The government is struggling to pay salaries. The economy is stagnant. So this is $100. When I change it to South Sudanese pounds, I get 570,000 SSPs. A civil servant takes home about 30,000 SSPs a month. That's the lowest paid civil servant. That comes to less than $10 a month. Several mediation teams from East Africa are trying to get South Sudan's leaders to de-escalate tensions, including the regional bloc, IGAD.
That's really one of the common interests that IGAD member states want to see, that no merging of refugees or displacement from South Sudan, that it may affect the region. But at the same time, we want to see South Sudan having a new armed group that may threaten peace and stability in their countries, in terms of like South Sudan having a new armed group that may affect either northern Uganda or affect some parts of Kenya or Ethiopia.
South Sudan still hasn't recovered from the 2013 and 2016 civil wars. The peace agreement signed in 2018 is in danger of falling apart. Many people here hope their country doesn't go back to war. Harun Mutas, Al Jazeera, Juba.
This brings us to the end of our regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's it to be 2 headline news for this Thursday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for a rebroadcast and at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.